name is Ryan Krause, and this is the English wheel drop-in. Wait, we're not filming it today, are we? Well, I'm already up here, so let's do it anyway. What's up, guys? Today we're continuing the Porsche 928 wide body fender. Now in the last video, we made this front half, we roughed it in, got it all mocked up. So now we're gonna move to the rear side here. We're gonna make the vent and basically it's all gonna be one piece. It's the vent and also wraps around underneath. So without any wasted time, let's get started. See if it sticks. Ha! Now that is what I like. Like that. Let's cut that out. That's pretty close. So if you're not familiar with what a cleco is, it's basically a reusable rivet. So what happens, I have this tool and it's a sprung. When I depress this, these forks go up past the center spike and it allows them to go tighter. When they're tighter, I can then insert it into a hole I made here and release it. And then when they release and come back up, they expand again and they grab the panel underneath, thus sandwiching them together like a rivet would do. These were originally designed for aircraft assembly and testing fitment and whatnot, but they work great for this too. All right, so I went back and rescanned the quarter panel on the 928, mainly because I wasn't very happy with some of the details that came out in the buck. The buck was usable and everything, but there were some minor defects, and I believe it was because I tried to do the entire thing in one scan. So this time I went back through and did 3 separate scans and meshed them together, and I believe that our end product here is actually pretty dimensionally accurate. So what I did was I actually put little dots on the surface. You can actually only see them here in the scan. I put little dots as reference and then went through and used them to manually align the images. So yeah, that should work out better. So now I'm gonna go through and make another buck, I guess, for the rear quarter panel so we can make that out of steel. It's exciting. That did not work very well. Anyways, so I did a 3D scan. It's supposedly dimensionally accurate up to 0.2 millimeters. This time, I think I mentioned it before, but I did it in 3 separate scans and meshed it together. I threw it in the Fusion 360, surfaced over top of it, built a block out of it, and then chopped it up to be what would essentially be a buck, which is what we made before out of plywood. This time we're going to try a different material, I think. We're going to try Lexan, that's 1/2 inch thick. The fender buck was my first time ever going from a 3D scan to a wooden buck and doing all that CAD work in between. So this time, this should rule out any of the issues we had before with the 3D scanner losing tracking partway and kind of shifting stuff around and whatnot. So I believe this one's going to be pretty much flawless, which is a very high bar for myself. But what I did was I actually threw it into what's called Slicer for Fusion 360. It's a free app, and what it does is it takes your solid object and then it allows you to turn it into these ribs that interlock, and then plots them all out so that you can actually just then cut them out and they're ready to go. What are we doing, Tony?
We're measuring for wheels.
Measuring for wheels. Well, there's plenty of room for a wheel in there, but why are we doing that?
We need to know if they will clear the brake calipers. We need to know if they will clear the suspension. We need to know that they will clear the fenders. And we also need to know that they will fill out the fenders.
We do not want ugly wheel gap or too much poke or it's being sucked in too far either. It's a whole mind game. And anybody who has built a car or modified their car and put custom wheels on it, they understand this pain.
Yes.
The pain of math, wheel math. I hate wheel math. That's why I'm not doing it.
What's the kind of math that you like?
Guesstimation. The caliper overhangs at 3 millimeters.
Yep.
Gotta focus really hard to write this stuff because I have the worst handwriting. You're about square here at top.
Yep. And so we're about
180.
180 millimeters. Yep. There.
What's the measurement?
Sidewall to sidewall on the tire.
259 millimeters is sidewall to sidewall.
Roughly a 10-inch.
Okay. And what do we want?
Well, that's what we need to figure out. So
I don't think I'd want to go wider than 10 inch for a front
I'm
steer
agreeing,
wheel.
Yeah, so 9.5 or a 10, yeah, is kind of where we're going to want to be.
I will preface to say that, if you haven't said it yet, that this was our mock-up wheel because we liked the edge of the tire location, not the wheel size or anything else, but the offset that was given to us based off the edge of the tire sidewall was about what we were shooting for.
Yes, that's correct.
That's why we're measuring it this thoroughly and also weirdly.
That's why we're measuring off the tire and not the wheel.
Yeah, we're trying to locate where the lip of our new wheels should be based off this tire.
So that the edge of our new tires will be in the same place as the edge of these tires based on with our new wheel.
I think I broke it again. Oh, it bounced back down, look at that. I'll just put that back on. All right, well, front's done. I'm putting NA down for the measurement to the inside edge of the caliper.
Right, yeah, because it sits recessed.
Not proud. Not proud.
Ashamed?
Ashamed. It sits ashamed.
342 maybe?
You're not measuring straight. You're at like a 5-degree angle. Well, I can see it right here at the perfect angle.
Well, here, get your eyes down there. I'm holding all these things, and you're just holding a clipboard.
340 exactly.
Okay. I think we were figuring on 12s in the rear. But
all right, I'm fine with 12s.
We're gonna have to math from this point.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. What I need to do now is finish up the front edge here to how it's supposed to be, because this is just loose and short. If I line this up edge here where it's supposed to be, right above that, this will all kind of fall into place where it's supposed to be. Go like that. Just like that. So I'm gonna make a wheel arch break it over, and then I'll get lapped over this until I'm ready to scribe and butt weld it all together. Slap it on here like this, and just put some filler in there, we'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's our fender. This is a lot of work, and guys, if you like our videos, please drop a like. That's the biggest thing you can do to help us keep growing. But anyway, this fender, I believe, is at a good stopping point for now. We have our main body, we have the rear with the vent, and we have this front edge. None of it is fully finished out. It's merely just clecoed up and ready to move forward once we get the wheels and suspension. I want to wait until we have the wheels, I think, until we actually finalize this edge, just because I want to make sure the offset's right and it just fits well, which it should if our math is done well. Tony is the math wizard. The math wizard has arrived. Wow, okay. Hello.
Hey, how you making out with this fender?
I think it looks pretty good.
I distinctly remember saying that we were going to make this side look like that side.
It is not. I think it looks the same.
Yeah.
If you stand in the center and look at it, it's
yeah.
pretty much the same.
Right, so if I stand here and I look at this side, I see silver. And if I look at this side, I see Bondo.
It's clay! This is working out pretty good, actually.